This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
This weekend is the last weekend before Thanksgiving, and on Blues Time in the City.
You say I be bashing men's.
Man bashing? That's Miss Jody. Man bashing. She's talking this weekend, and Tina Turner's birthday is on Thanksgiving Day, so we're showing Tina much love. Join me, Roger Bailey, for Blues Time in the City. Your weekend stop for the best in blues and southern soul. This weekend, right here.
KUAW listeners, this is Carl Boyd for Wave Your Grades, coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW. This program features American students striving for excellence in honor of our troops and American veterans, encouraging American students. Please join us every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW.
Now on the air in Kansas City, the Cheryl Underwood Show.
We are proud to be part of the KUAW family.
The Cheryl Underwood Show. Weekdays Monday through Friday at 12 noon. KUAW around the world on KUAW.org.
Okay, we're 2 minutes.
Ty Tribbett, we gonna be all right here on the Jamal Banks Show. I'm your brother in Christ, Jamal Banks. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me, fam, for another weekend, all right? We've got a big show for you, man. As always, the Rose Show Live will be here with her Faith Move next. And we talked to my man, the Laugh Therapist, later on in the show. We've got music on the way from Doe. We've got Corinne Hawthorne, Keandra Lockett, brand new William McDowell. Cannot wait to share that one with you as well, all right? And a whole lot more. Listen, follow me right now on social media.
Bank of Blue Valley is a proud sponsor of KUAW Radio. At Bank of Blue Valley, we believe that an understanding of financial value sets individuals up for a strong future. Whether you want to talk about checking and savings accounts, review lending alternatives, or discuss starting your own business, we have the right people to listen and advise. Visit us at bankbv.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This week on Making Contact,
I think election fraud has always been a problem and a concern to various extents. And the main issue, whether you're talking about paper ballots or voting machines, is transparency. Transparency is really the number one thing. I think you have to really have the public involved from beginning to end.
We've got people that are really trying to cheat to win at all costs. Remember, we are talking about power. Power is never going to be given away by anybody. It has to be taken.
In this Women Rising radio program, we featured 2 election protection activists.
I've been more nervous about doing this than I have a whole bunch of stuff.
All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW.
All right, Kansas
Listen
City.
to us. We're on
This is
24
Louis George
hours a
Walker,
day.
the
That's
BFTAA and
KUAW
more show
Kansas
is getting
City's
ready to
global
start.
community radio station.
And we're glad
this
to
is
be
what
with
hear
you
every
today.
day from noon till 2.
Yes, we'll start
Don't
this
miss the
off. You
Cheryl
guys can
Underwood
hear a
Show.
little bit of the art of invention.
It's the jump up. Welcome to the Cheryl Underwood Show.
That's what I'm talking about, Courtney Black. Where we going?
All right, Brother Harold. Yeah, we're going to get this going here. Glad that you could join. Glad to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes. This is it. So let me break this down. All right. Kansas City, we're going to be getting into an interview in just a little bit, but you're listening to the BFTAA and More Show, part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. I got my phone on behind me and it's got a delay. It's throwing me off, so let me back that down right quick. There. Okay. Yeah, so the BFTAA is part of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. And we came together to form this radio station, which is KUAW. Stands for Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. And that's what we're about, is trying to get everybody to learn, to know more so that we can be better. One of the things that we always do on this show is we bring you what's happening at NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, trying to let you know that we all have to get involved and do some of the things that we want our kids to get involved in. We want them to, we can be scientists, engineers, mathematicians, all of that, the things you saw in the movie Hidden Figures. Those things are real. We've got a black astronaut that just went up, I think it was yesterday or day before, and he's going to be docking with the space station. They're going to stay up there for 6 months. But those are great achievements that we do as a people, and that's something that we want to encourage in our youth, to look at science, look at technology, look at engineering as job points. But BFTAA and more, we like to bring you things of not just what's going on in the city, but what's going on around the world, what's going on in the community. We've just had this election and all that. So before we go into that, we're going to show you a little bit of what's going on at NASA. Then we're going to come back with a special interview that we have to do today. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And here's what's happening this week at NASA. Get us out of the way. Yes. Okay, still seeing me up top.
More about NASA space technology, including public-private partnership opportunities, check out nasa.gov/spacetech. A constant bombardment of radiation from Jupiter may cause the dark side of the planet's icy moon Europa to glow in the dark. New NASA research details for the first time what the glow would look like and what it could reveal about the composition of ice on Europa's surface. Our Europa Clipper mission, targeted for launch in the mid-2020s, will observe the moon's surface during multiple flybys while orbiting Jupiter. Our Ames Research Center is using augmented reality software to make useful information about drones and other aerial vehicles more widely available to airspace operators, local public officials, emergency responders, and others. It's part of NASA's effort to help develop an air transportation system for revolutionary new aircraft. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
All right, all right. So that's a little bit about what's happening at NASA, and hope that you guys get something out of it. And now we're back, and this is the KUAW BFTAA and More show right here in Kansas City, Missouri. And we've got a special guest today, all the way from Texas City, Texas, I believe it is, alumni of Paseo High School, which is no more because now it's the Paseo Academy of Fine Arts. And I think he probably would have really appreciated that at the time that he happened to be at Paseo and stuff, that now they're doing musicals and a lot of different things like that they weren't doing before at our time in there. But, you know, Kansas City has been home to a lot of great artists. We've had the Bloodstones. We've had a lot of other artists that came out of jazz and R&B and all out of Kansas City. But right now, I'd like to bring to you a Paseo alumni, class of 1968, and this is Mr. Harold Gill. Harold, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks.
All right, all right. Yeah, it's good to see you on here and stuff. I've been seeing you on Facebook, and as a matter of fact, I ordered that last album that you had, so I've got as album, you know, the 3 songs that you put out, and that was good. We've actually played that here on KUAW radio for people to hear. That was a couple of years ago, but you know, you've been in the business a long time. A lot of people, you know, want to be in the music business. They get out there and they don't know the struggles and all of that. But for someone that has started from high school, matter of fact, let's go back a little bit. Now, you started singing. When did you start singing?
Basically in junior high school, but I got to where I was actually starting getting paid for it in high school.
All right. Yes, I was looking on the thing and it said something about you were in the professional music thing. And when did you sign up to become a professional musician or, you know, an artist?
Well, it was once I got to Paseo and the group we had, the Inspirations, we got to where we started getting some attention, and that's when it happened.
Wow, yeah, because I remember talent shows and all of that, but I didn't know that you went professional as far as getting paid while you were in high school.
Yeah,
so
wasn't much.
Okay.
it wasn't much, you know, because they would always give you that thing. Well, we can't pay you a whole lot, but we can give you good exposure. And you wanted to be seen so much and get noticed. You went along with that.
Okay. So you weren't getting rich in high school.
Oh no.
No.
And believe it or not, they're still using that same excuse now to artists where they'll come and tell you, well, we can't pay you a whole lot, but this is good for exposure.
Okay, so that's just part of the paying your dues, I guess they say.
That's it.
As you come up in the industry and stuff. Now, your time at Paseo, you come out class of 68, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you were in there with James Nunn and some of those cats back then. Yeah, I remember you from ROTC, and we had a class there and stuff that we were in there. I don't think we had any other classes together, but I remember you in ROTC that you were an officer and all of that, you know. But I was a couple of years behind you then. But it's definitely.
I was in commander then.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I said, yeah, he had the braids, you had all the stuff. I was like, okay, that's what you need to aspire to be. You and my buddy Steve Colbert, we were in there and all that, but those were guys from the city. So what do you remember about your times back in Kansas City and getting started, you know, in this music industry and you know, going through school and then getting out?
Well, it was I've never wanted to be anything else other than an entertainer, and I had put together a little group, and I had got some guys that were really, really good. In fact, I was the worst one in the group, but I was the leader of the group, and these guys were so good that they kicked me out because I wasn't good enough.
Wow.
And my best friend Lewis Wilson was in the group, and Lewis said, well, we're going to start our own group. And we started the group The Inspirations, and that was it. We got to where we started moving up, and I was I got better trying to keep up with Lewis because Lewis was one of the best vocalists that I knew at that time.
Yeah, I kind of remember Lewis Wilson. Yeah, he was kind of a guy at school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
him and
Lewis was in the
Arthur
class of '67.
Okay, yes. Now that's something. So yeah, you're starting off. You're just a group. What are you saying? You got kicked out of one group because you wasn't good enough, and had to start another group.
Yeah.
And went in there, and then I looked checking up on you. So you did a bit in the Navy, was it?
Yeah, in the Navy during Vietnam, and then I was in the Air Force during Grenada.
Okay, so I saw the two things. I said, wait, it looks like he's got a flight suit on and one. I saw you in a sailor suit, and I'm thinking, what was he in? You know. So you did
Yeah,
two
well, when I was in the Navy, they wasn't giving. I was trying to get promotions, and in the division I was in, they kept kind of holding me back. So I got out, and then when I got out, my performance started picking up, and later on I got in the Air Force Reserves, and then I was in the Air Force for a while because I love to travel. Okay. But when we was in the Navy on the ship I was on, we was there for like a month. When I got in the Air Force, we would fly in. We was in for 2 or 3 days and we was gone. So I was good with that.
Okay. Yeah, you were in the height of Vietnam War too. I mean, that wasn't an easy time to be in the service, Navy or whatever. Yeah,
it was better for us in the Navy than it was for the guys in the Army and the Marines. I have a whole lot of respect for them because they were down there on the ground. Okay. And when you come out of boot camp, everybody comes back home, and so they can be seen in their uniform and show I'm grown now. Yeah. And when you were talking to the guys that was going to the Army and stuff, they were saying, well, where you going, man? They said, oh, I'm getting ready to go to Nam. And they talked to me and said, well, we're going to Hawaii, then we're going to Japan, then Hong Kong. And it looked like I was going on a pleasure cruise when these dudes was going out, Okay. We were out there, but Vietnam didn't really have any ships. So the Navy, they were like 25 miles away.
Okay, yeah, so you weren't really in harm's way or that much in harm's way.
Right.
Over there and stuff. That was pretty good. I mean, I think of all the things that you have to do, and hats off to all of the people that served you too, because we just been through Veterans Day. But if I know a lot of them would probably say, yeah, they'd have rather been out there on the ship also. You just do what you had to do at the time. Now, when you were in Kansas City, what neighborhood did you grow up in?
I was off of 40th and Mongol.
40th and Mongol. Okay, so you grew up in that neighborhood. Now, have you ever been back over in that area since you left, or?
Yeah, because my son still lives in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
And so when I come to Kansas City to visit him, but it's been a while. I'm gonna try to get there in by the end of December or in January. But it's been a while, and most of the time I've been kind of blessed. I've been on the road doing different shows and things, and the groups I've been playing with, we've been traveling groups.
So you're still pretty much, still an active musician then, or active singer and stuff in it.
Just had a show Saturday.
Okay, yeah, and I was looking at some of your resume. It's been doing good. So now you got out of the service. Did you come back to Kansas City right out of the service, or were you stationed somewhere else then, or residing somewhere else?
No, when I got out, I was in California. I was in San Diego.
Okay, so I
stayed in San Diego for 10 years. Then I went to San Bernardino for 10 years.
And were you always singing through those times?
Now I'm in Texas.
Now you're in Texas. Were you singing through that whole time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so have you had any other career, or is that what you've been as a singer?
I've had other jobs. I haven't really had any other career.
Okay.
'Cause, with entertainment is kind of up and down. You hot for one while, then it kind of cools off, and you may build back up again. But but the only thing I've ever really wanted to do was be an entertainer. And I have lost jobs sometimes because it conflicted with the entertaining. And at the time, it was paying more money, but it was still the fact that I love being on stage.
Okay, so that is your career. The other ones were just jobs.
That was it. That was it. The others was just jobs.
Okay, well, tell me about the life of an entertainer. You know, starting off as a young guy, like you say, you weren't getting paid. Was there a time when you were able to work full time and get paid and live that entertainment life like you wanted to?
Well, yeah, because you know, you're mainly working at night, so you can work in the daytime. And so I worked. In fact, when I was there in Kansas City, I worked at Mad Law's Menswear.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, I worked there for a while, and then when I went into California, I was managing Radio Shacks, and so I was in sales, and I worked at the VA hospital for over 7 to 10 years.
Okay. So you've been pretty versatile in that.
Yeah. Well, you had to do something because, like I told you, with the music business, you're on a streak, and you're really hot. Then it kind of cools down and goes back up. So.
Okay, so yeah, you have to go with it. Yeah, I understand that. So now we have a lot of young entertainers that come on. You know, hip hop artists. Some of them are R&B. That are out of New York or wherever, and even some that travel through, that they'll stop by the station and say, you know, what their thing is. How do you feel about the hip hop scene and what's going on in music now?
Well, I like some of it. It's like it's kind of like in any form of music. You got some that are very good, and you got some that are all right, and some that you just you just don't want to be bothered with at all. I got a grandson. He's into the hip hop music, and he's doing some things down in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. So he's following in your footsteps, or sorta.
Yeah, you know.
Now, did you come from a musical family? Did other people in your family sing, or did you have, you know, in the church? Or so I know a lot of people start off singing in the church. So did you come from singing in the church, or what? You know, your mom, dad, that were any of them entertainers?
I didn't really sing much in church when I was in Kansas City. I did when I moved to California, but my father was a vocalist, and he had a group. And then my mother, she ended up singing with James Cleveland for a while.
Okay.
In his choir.
Okay, so yeah, so they had pipes then. So you come from a family of people that.
Well, I think that's where I picked up all the musical stuff. And my father, I wasn't around him a whole lot, but I idolized him because he was a drummer, and he was a vocalist. And so everything he did, I wanted to do and do better.
Okay. Yeah, I did see that you've played on the drums some too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's good. I also saw you spent some time in Las Vegas. What was that like?
I love Vegas. Loved it. I did Caesar's Palace up there, and there's a place called it was called Pan Afro Auditorium. It was a black casino. Okay. And then there was the Moulin Rouge. That was where, you know, in the 60s and before, all of the black entertainers that came into Las Vegas, that's where they stayed at. Okay. Because they wouldn't let them, you know, in the other casinos, you know, Sammy Davis Jr. and all of them, they were staying at the Moulin Rouge, which was off the strip right on the other side of downtown.
Okay. So you got to play that. Now,
yeah, I got to play there once, and that you know, just playing in Las Vegas really made me feel good, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean that's it. And I guess now, can you name drop of anybody that you played with or that you know opened up for, anything like that that we would know?
Mary Wells,
Oh yeah.
Al Green, um, uh, Albert Collins.
Okay, yeah.
In fact, Albert Collins was a big help in me getting started because I did a show with him up at in Kansas City,
Okay.
and then after that, the group started traveling with him, and just hanging out with Albert. It was really good. Bloodstone hung out with him too before they were with him before we got with him.
Oh, okay.
And then they left and went to L.A.
Okay, so he got a lot of singers out of Kansas City then.
He got a lot of people noticed, you know, before he went and started getting Grammys and stuff. He got better as it was going along.
And that, I guess that's the way he didn't mind reaching back to some of the younger artists that were coming up, huh?
Right.
And that's a good thing. Now, have you been working with any of the youngsters, or you know, sometimes giving them little pointers or this, that, and the other?
I talk to different artists. You know, when they come up and talk with me and ask me for advice or tips or how to get into certain things. Anything I can help with, I will.
And that's good.
Because I was so fortunate to have people help me.
Yeah, and that's good that we reach back, that you continue pull people up and move along and stuff. So that's definitely a good thing, because I believe that that's what we should do. We work with young people. We even have some young people that work in the radio studio with us from one of the middle schools, and they come in and they do a show. But you know, it's good to just kind of encourage the young people along now.
Yeah, well, they're so good now, because of the academy and things like that. You got a lot of really good entertainers out there right now.
That's good. Yeah, that's why I said Purcell has definitely changed from when you and I were up there and stuff now, and they're working. I mean, they're serious too, and they're doing some good work and stuff, and that is always good. Now I saw you had a record, against your hit record back in the '80s. That you worked with Renee and Angela. What was that like? I saw you had songwriting credits with them. So what was it like to work with Renee and Angela?
I really didn't get a chance to work with them. They wrote the music to the song, and I wrote the lyrics and did all the vocals and stuff. But I didn't really get a chance to come in contact with them.
So y'all weren't in the studio at the same time?
No, we weren't in the studio at the same time. But I had to,
that's
make sure they got credit on the record so they would get paid.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was looking on there, and heck, they got that one record, I Can Make You Dance. Somebody had it I guess you could order it over in England. It was like $250. Somebody had a signed one.
Yeah, I felt really good about that because it's become a classic right now.
Yes.
And what happened was I had a group and a band, and I kept saying, well, hey, we need to go in the studio and do something. We need to go in the studio. And they were, yeah, we're gonna do it. We go into the studio, and they wasn't going. So I said, hey, I'm gonna just go and do this myself. If it doesn't work, then I wasn't good as I thought I was. And if it does, then I can say I did it. And so I just did everything by myself.
Oh.
And it caught on. And the good thing about it was I was with a band here in Galveston, Texas, and we were playing pool parties like every weekend. And I was selling the records at the pool party.
Okay.
And so I sold them to some people that were here from Spain and some people from over in England, and they took it back over there. And that's where the song became a hit. It became a hit overseas. I took it to radio stations here, and they listened to it and said, well, it's all right. But it caught on overseas. And I didn't really realize it myself until my son my son said, "Pop, your record's doing pretty good overseas." And then I looked on there and said, "Yeah, you know." And oddly enough, it's still doing okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've got videos to it and all kind. I was looking, I said, wow, I said, this thing is really, they had dance videos and stuff going on with young kids out there, and it's to your music, your song. And I thought, wow, I said, that really was, big looking at it. And then when I saw the prices they wanted for the signed copies and things like that, I thought, wow, they're really, because when somebody's at $250, I thought, okay, that's...
It surprised me because I got an email from a guy in Germany, and he asked me, did I have any more of my records left, because he wanted to get one, but they were too expensive for him to get it.
That's
and, it. I'm thinking, well, I was selling them for $5. So I couldn't see how it was too expensive, and then I got online and saw what was going on, because at first I didn't even know that it was doing as well as it was.
Yeah. Now, do you still get royalties off of that, or
I'm starting to get royalties off of it.
Huh?
I'm starting to get royalties off of it.
Well, that's good. That's the thing, because I mean, that's one thing I tell them here at the station. I said we had to pay our BMI and all that, because I said, well, that's what the artists live off of. So I don't get mad. Sometimes they say, well, why we got to pay all that money and stuff? I said, well, we got to pay the money because we're playing some of the music. So that's.
Well, when you first get into it, you want to do things. You don't really know all of the business part of it. When I started, since I said I was doing everything myself, I didn't know all of the business part, so I really wasn't collecting royalties and stuff off of it, because I didn't know about it. And since it was overseas, I really didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Until I started talking with some people, and they told me about what's going on and how to go about things and do things. So it's starting to pick up now.
Well, that's good. That's good. Glad to hear that, because like I say, when I started looking on YouTube and so forth, I saw it so much, and I thought, well, dang, I didn't know that song either. And I was playing. I said, oh, that's one of the real old funk songs. I said, it's got that funky bass hits out there and stuff. I said, okay, yeah, and it was a tune. It definitely was a tune.
I looked up.
Yeah. Well, hey, as long as you get your due whenever you get it, that's all right.
I can't complain. The Lord blessed me. He really did.
Yeah. So that's the thing there and stuff. But that's good. Now, just getting back, because we've been to your school days and getting started. But I didn't know, is there anybody in Kansas City you wanted to give any shout outs to, that you wanted to holler at or anything like that, since you're on here? I know some of the alumni, I had put it on Facebook that you were going to be on, and there was a couple of people said they were going to try and watch, and stuff. So is there anybody you want to say hello to in Kansas City?
There's a few of them. The female names might have changed because they got married and stuff, but Patricia Coleman, Sheila Moore, Zenobia Downton, Deidre Masterson.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn Malone, Marva Blackman, Betty Hart, Patrice Moore, Adelia Arnold, Donald Moore, and William Renty.
Okay. Yeah, if they all shouting out to you and stuff, that's good. A couple of them were my classmates and stuff in there that go back. But yeah, I put it out there that, we're going to be interviewing. And what I'm trying to do is start a new series. And it's not just based on for sale, but there's a lot of people from Kansas City that have went out and they're doing things and working. And we're not always, you don't always get noticed if you didn't make $1 million and have 10 gold records, or if you didn't own 3 or 4 companies. But at the same time, you are an asset to the community. You're an asset to your industry. We may not be the biggest names in there, but if you're doing things and you're helping people along, then you deserve recognition for that.
Thank you very much. And you don't realize how honored I am that you even thought about me to have me on the show.
Well, I tell you, this series that we're going back, and we're going to be contacting some of the other high schools in Kansas City and stuff, but I said I had to start off with my school. So I started off with For Sale, and we'll be, if you like KUAW on Facebook, whenever something comes out, you'll see it. It'll pop up there. I think we're friends already on Facebook, but you may have to like the radio station, which is KUAW-radio.
Make sure I get that done today.
And you'll see
we are friends on it, because I see you on Facebook.
Right. I know we're friends, so that way you can get to the radio page, because we started this it's been about 4 or 5 years ago that we started this, and like I said, got some young people that come in. Matter of fact, Wednesday we got this guy, Busy Benton, and he does what's happening in Kansas City, and he rattles off I mean, that guy goes to every club, knows so much stuff going on in the city. I'm like, when do you have time to sleep? You know, all of this stuff you go to. And we're also the home of the Cheryl Underwood show in Kansas City. So we've been out to meet with Cheryl, and they give us our support. They'll do drops for us. So we're trying to grow this radio station just as a grassroots. Internet radio is becoming a bigger and bigger thing, so we're trying to be a part of it. But we didn't want to just play music. You know, we wanted to talk to some of the artists. We want to talk to business people. We talk to people that are in politics and all of that on here. But at the same time, we want to provide entertainment. So we're trying to do a little different thing, not just music, but the whole business, social, and entertainment. And as
I'll tell everybody I know about it.
All right. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. And if you have any new music come out, or if there's some new artists you want to send us the MP3s and say, check these people out, you know, you can do that. We're open to we're not trying to be the next top 40 radio station. So people that are doing things, we've got a jazz segment. I've got on Saturdays and Sundays, we've got a blues show that goes on here. So we play a little of that. I do an old school show. But if you know somebody that has some music that they want to get aired, feel free to send it up to us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll get you one. I got one of my trumpet, a guy that used to play trumpet for me in another band. He's got 3 songs on the charts now on the smooth jazz label, wow. CTK. So I'll mention it to him. And there's some other people that I can bring to you.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm working on some new stuff now. My son and his cousin Vincent Davis, a very talented keyboard player and musician and vocalist. He's writing some stuff for me and working with my son. My son's gotten into the production part. He likes doing the production more than the performing thing.
Okay.
And so they're working on something. So I should have something coming out in quite a while. I'd say within the next 6 to 7 months.
Well, when it does, we'll have you back on. We can introduce it. We can play. Now, we don't play a lot of music on the video side because YouTube and Facebook, man, you got to jump through a lot of hoops to play on the show here. Now, on our audio side, because we're on the TuneIn app, so this is going out on TuneIn, which puts us in, like if you've got a smart speaker at home, one of those Google Echoes or something, you can talk to it, you tell it to play KUAW, and we come on that. So we're on that, so you can pick us up on the web and on our website, KUAW.org. So that's where the music goes out of. When we're doing live interviews and stuff, we don't do music over the web because it's just they want you to have all these permissions and make sure that the music is, all the copyright stuff has to be done. And you got to do that for like each and every song. It's not just like doing a BMI thing where they just want you to send a playlist, once a quarter of what we played. They want you to have all this stuff. And I'm like, man, this is a lot to go through.
Well, that's so everybody can get paid. I'm with ASCAP now.
Oh, you're with ASCAP? Yeah, we have to pay them too. It says ASCAP, CSAC, BMI, and Sound Exchange.
Yeah.
So that's because I think Sound Exchange gets all the internet money and does it back. ASCAP does their thing. Sound Exchange even pays a lot of the just independent people. They get paid off of it as long as they make sure that Sound Exchange knows how to get in touch with them. But and they were saying that was one thing. A lot of these new artists or hip hop artists, they give people their music and they play it on there, where they don't know that they can get money off of it. That it's some money being collected, but sometimes Sound Exchange don't know how to get it to the people that did the music.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. A lot of us, you were doing things and didn't really know that you were getting royalties or getting paid for it, and a lot of them you were just glad to, especially if you got the first time you heard yourself on the radio. You know, that was make your chest swell all
That
up.
was good enough. Good enough, right? But yeah, it's good, and a lot of the people now are getting more into the business. You know, really wanting to know how the business goes. Yeah, you see my wife over here in the background and stuff. That's all right. But yeah, so yeah, we've been working with this pretty good, and like I say, we want to make sure that any artist that we play, if it's we're trying to do it not underground, but the legal way, so that people do get, we send in our reports and they know what was played on the station and stuff. So it may just be a little bit of a cent and stuff, but I say, hey, they add up.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you did get a chance to give a shout out. We're getting up at 5:38, so we've run pretty good. Now, is there anything else that you would like to tell the people or tell your fans or anything like that right now while you're here?
Well, I've got I'm with a band right now called SVK.
SVK.
That's sax, vocals, and keys.
Okay.
So you can check the website svkband.com, and it'll let you know where we're playing. And we're in Texas, but we play anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. So SVK. So everybody that's listening right now, all the Paseo alumni, and all of you around the world that's listening to this show, be sure and check out SVK. SVK, saxes, vocals, and keyboards. Yeah. All right, and that's Harold Gill. He's a Kansas City native. He's living in Texas right now. He has family here, though, so he has roots in Kansas City. And it's just been a pleasure. He's one of our first artists as we do these throwback videos and interviews of some of the people that have been in the field for a while. So stay tuned to KUAW Radio. We'll be bringing, if you like shows like this, be sure and hit us up. Tell us about it on Facebook. Tell us about it on YouTube. Tell your friends about it so they can listen to it. Also, check out, I'm Gonna Make You Dance.
Oh, I Can Make You Party.
I Can Make You Party. That's what it is. I Can Make You Party. Check that out. That's Harold Gill. It's a throwback from 1984, 85. But check it out. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. They've got a lot of videos. As he says, it was big over in Europe, and there's still some, like I was saying, I looked on one of the sites, and they're actually selling a signed record. Somebody. So did you sign the record, or are they faking your signature, man?
No, I signed them because there were people who wanted to get autographs and stuff. So, you're glad to do an autograph if somebody think enough about you, wants you to sign it. So, hey. And so I did that. And when I saw it, it makes me feel like I got something accomplished.
Yes, because it's out there and people are looking at it as a collector's item.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Because I only did when the original version of it, I only did just 100 of them because
wow.
I didn't really think that it was it was going to do a whole lot, and everything was done basically through me, and so I like I said, I've been blessed.
So it
the
probably
latest
was.
One.
Go ahead.
This is the latest one.
Oh, okay. So bring it over up. Yeah. There we are. Got a little glare in it. There it is, right there. Okay, Harold. Okay,
yeah,
see that.
This is one just me. It's called "You Complete Me," and the other one is nerves are kicking in. Since I Lost You.
Okay.
Now our keyboard player wrote "You Complete Me," and I wrote "Since I Lost You."
Okay,
And,
that's the one I have. I've
yeah.
got that "You Complete Me" and stuff. Yeah, I got a copy of that stuff, so I do appreciate that. I didn't get it signed though. I don't have to get it signed, bro.
I got the hookup for you. I'll send you one.
Yeah, because that may be a thing. It'll be $250 later. Nah.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, let's definitely hope so on that. But yeah, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend some time with us. I know it was like a short notice, but you were able to come in. I appreciate that. It's good seeing and talking with you too again. I'll tell some of the people that, it was a good conversation. If they didn't catch it, also, they'll be able to get this back because, once it's on YouTube and Facebook, it'll be out there for a while.
Well, that's good. And I really appreciate the fact that you got in touch with me and wanted me to do this. Because actually, I have never performed in a club in Kansas City.
Wow.
Kansas City, Missouri. Now, Kansas is where we got our start. They wouldn't let us sing in Missouri, but over in Kansas, we were over at the 19th hole and the Thunderbird, right off of Fifth Street.
50-yard line,
right,
19th hole.
Right across the street. We were playing there. My mother didn't even know I was doing it there. One of her club members said, "Yeah, Harold and them, they tearing up the 19th hole." She said, "He ain't singing in no 19th hole." Yeah, he is.
Yeah, see, people don't remember. A lot of the young people I try to say, man, every club you went to, especially over in Kansas, they had to have a band. They weren't playing records. If you didn't have a band, nobody'd come to your club.
That was it.
Clyde, Him and Her, the Everyday People, with people, you just go, and they were pretty good bands. And yeah, we went, 50-yard line, 19th hole, all of them places back then. But it was live music.
Yeah, I met Clyde, Him and Her in San Diego.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they used to tear it up here, man. I went there when they'd have the show wagon and stuff, man. We'd go out and hear them and stuff. They were like top notch here.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was like, yeah.
Well, Kansas City is loaded with talent, and it's hard to find a group from there or vocalists from there that are not on top of it, on their game. You come up against somebody that's from KC, you come up half step and you're gonna get stepped on.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. And I know some of these youngsters are good to hear because they always saying they don't get the respect. I talk to a lot of the rappers, or I listen to them when they come in, and some of the younger, and some of them are vocalists too and stuff, but they talk about the respect that Kansas City doesn't support its musicians as much as they think they should be getting supported.
Well, last time I was there, I just didn't know where, other than on 12th Street, I didn't really know, 12th Street, and I think up in the Westport district were the only places I knew where they were doing anything with live music.
And that's about true. There's 18th and Vine now, where Matlaw's actually used to be. There's a club in there now. I think it's called The Corner. And they do live music, and there's another spot up the street that does some live music. So there's some live music on 18th Street now.
Oh, okay.
And they've been doing some before the COVID hit, and even after. They've done a few little street things that have been nice down that way. So there's a little bit of work going on there. But you're right. Downtown now surprisingly has a lot of clubs and venues. So things have moved to the downtown because there's, the big stores aren't there, and they've made clubs and stuff in the downtown area or around places where, it used to be what we consider downtown. Wasn't nothing down there, but it's some clubs down there now where they do some live performances.
That'd be good.
But it's been a pleasure talking with you. I'm glad that you joined us. I want Kansas City to know we'll have to start a thing to see about getting the SVK band up to Kansas City for a reunion type thing. So we'll see if we can get that started. But it was good talking to you. I want you to have a good day, good weekend, man, or the rest of this week, and be blessed. Thank you for being on KUAW Radio.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for having me. You have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, thanks a whole lot, man. Same to you and your family.
And anytime you need me, give me a call. If I'm available, I'll be glad to do it.
Okay, sure, we'll do. And let me know when that next tune comes out. Be sure and get in touch with me.
Oh, you're going to get the first one.
Okay, thanks a lot, man. Take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So that's been it. So we're getting ready to get out now. That was KUAW. Thanks for listening. We'll see you.